Here's section 1. I'll play it for you, then I'll teach it. Okay, here's classic Johnny B. Goode riff number 1. Okay, so what happens first is you have a pickup on and 4 and. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. And that is, in the 5th position, slide from a half step below into the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then onto the 2nd string, frets 5 to 7. Then you're going to play these double stops. And I'm going to bar across the top 2 strings at the 5th fret and slide into them from a half step below. That's a very, very typical Chuck Berry essential technique, is the half step slides. And I'm playing 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, da, 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 da. Now, the other essential technique is this. Watch my pick. I'm playing way back towards the bridge. That's how you get that nasty sound. Now, from there, you have to stop playing those ferocious double stops and play single notes. And those are 5th fret 1st string, 2nd string frets 8, 7, 5. And then string 3, 5 to 6, and string 4, fret 7. I'm going to do just straight alternate picking. And now my favorite Chuck Berry lick of all, which is, again, that half step slide, but I'm sliding this time into 3 notes rather than 2. So I'm going to slide into these 3 notes. If I take an A bar chord like this and take off my 1st finger and I have these 3 notes left, those are the 3 I'm sliding into. So I grab the whole thing and slide from a half step below into those notes. Now the trick is you want to isolate those 3 notes and don't play the 6th string and don't play strings 1 and 2. And again, you want to get the real sound, go back towards the bridge here. And that's the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, da, 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 da. So let's see that whole part again, intact at a slower tempo. A 1, 2, 3. Here's section 1, lick number 2. Here's what it sounded like. Okay, now notice, again, the relentless ferocity of the 8th notes. So I'm not letting up here. I'm not playing anything slow and easy. I'm just playing driving guitars. So I start out with that double stop at the 5th fret of strings 1 and 2, and I slide into it. And I play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, again, back by the bridge. And then I'm going to play, that's going to be a bar on strings 3 and 2 at the 7th fret, play the downstroke, and then a bar at the 5th fret, strings 3 and 2. And I'm going to watch my 1st finger. I twist it a little bit to get a little attitude. It's a little bend, but I call it attitude. And I just take that same lick and repeat it over and over again, so it just sounds like a driving force. For 4 times. Here's section 1, lick number 3. For this one, again, the bottom line is driving attitude. The notes are fairly straightforward. Again, in the 5th position, I'm going to start the setup by barring across the top 2 strings at the 5th fret. But this time I'm going to take my 3rd finger and bend the 3rd string at the 7th fret up a whole step. But let's not be too precise here. This is Johnny B. Good. This is Chuck Berry. We don't want to be too pretty. It's kind of ugly. So you kind of bend up towards the note, but don't make it perfectly in tune. Don't worry about that. That's not necessary for this. It's perfectly legal to play it a little bit ugly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play the bend, kind of just move the note, and then play the double stops again. The rhythm is interesting. Ba da da ba da ba da da. So bend, note, note, bend, note. Okay, and then we have basically lick number 2 again, but this time it's just played with the double stops first on strings 3 and 2, and then back to the top 2 notes and the double stops again. And then the last part, which is section 1, lick number 4, is this. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to play the double stops on strings 3 and 2 at the 5th fret with the bend. And then I'm going to play A on the 4th string, 7th fret, and then roll my 2nd finger across, or even my 3rd finger, and play E on the 5th string. Here's section 1, intact at a reduced tempo. 1, 2, 3.